We got a comment here. Some guy dug up this old video, and another one of these people with no content, no subscribers. They just going on the internet looking for stuff. And this guy says, "Ha ha, this is the best indicator I have ever seen. Surely you don't know how to use it." Well, I don't know how to use it. This is true. I'm going to suspect that this is like level 2, level 3, level 4 trading, where somehow the placement of other people's tickets are going to mean something to me. And I don't even know who these people are. And why would I care? It's almost like if I wanted to be a famous musician, I'd find out what is everybody else playing. Of course, I do feel like if you know what everybody else is playing, you're not going to accidentally copy their song. But if you are going to try to write a song based on other people's songs, well, I guess you kind of are, right? But the market's not like that. The market is there's only €1 dollar cross. It's the euro to the dollar or the Australian to the dollar. So if all you trade is that, you know what's going on all day long. Everybody has the same data. There's no secret like, oh, I can peer in to see what the banks are doing. Okay, but if you can't trade with a 500 pip stop, how is that going to help you? Now, surely with a 1,000 pip stop, I answered this guy, with a 1,000 pip stop, yes, you could trade this thing. You still have to say, am I down 200 pips? Should I just get the fuck out? Like, it looks like we're just going to keep tanking. Am I ready for that? Or are you going to stick to your guns and say, I'm trading against the retail traders, or I'm trading with them? I get the feeling this indicator is about if the retail guys are buying, you should be selling. You're just going to take the opposite of them. I just get the feeling. Here's an explanation of this wonderful 6-minute video from the broker. Who do they pick to do these things? Isn't that wealthy music? I feel like my account's growing. Notice that it's going up. It's not circling the drain. It's not going down. It's going up. It's hopeful music. It's very bullish music. When I hear a violin with handbells coming in behind it, I feel safe. Just take you right out.
Hi, and welcome to Owanda's new proprietary MT4 open order indicator.
And the word proprietary right there, I'm in. It's like saying, dude, this is an Eventide harmonizer. It will do fucking, it'll do chorus for days. It doesn't even care. It laughs at trying to harmonize. It can do it perfectly. It can auto-tune.
Which offers our retail clients the same comprehensive view of client orders.
Comprehensive view of client orders. Now, this is the idea that if I know how my wife's fucking, if I can know how the neighbor's wife's fucking, I mean, how's it helping me fuck better at home? Knowing what I guess maybe, right? If you like watching, if you're a window peeper.
Positions, typically reserved.
Yeah, you're window peeping. Come on, stop looking at my orders. And then I'm gonna trade there now, and people are like looking at me, going, "You're one of those fucking goobers with an order down there."
Professional FX brokers.
Thanks a lot, buddy.
In this video,
oh wait, did you hear that? You're going to be able to trade like professionals now. You're going to have the Jeff Beck guitar that you don't know how to play. You're going to have the Jeff Beck amp that you don't know how to play.
Reserved for professional FX brokers.
It's only reserved for professional FX brokers. So you're already on the inside. Look at this. And we have this nice...
professional FX brokers.
Notice brand new computer. I'm just saying. It almost looks like an avatar of a computer. Is that even a real computer? Or is that like a computer designed computer?
Video. We'll show you how to place the indicator.
So here we take a deep dive into the holy grail of looking into your neighbor's bathroom window to see what tickets they're trading.
On your MT4 charts.
Sure helping us trade better.
And share insights into 3 key functions you can access as a result. Before we start, Please make sure you have installed the indicator.
Put your helmets on.
If you have not done this, simply visit
Install indicator which has a spyware built in.
mt4.com and download the
I don't
indicator
even trust this guy with this accent. Can't they get like some folksy guy from down South America?
file and user manual. This video features the standard edition.
Some other guy comes in, or it's him later on after he's had some coffee. Now for the hard disclaimers.
Oanda's MT4 open order indicator.
Open order indicator. What about the unopened orders? Well, I can't talk about that. That's costs more.
It allows you to view the
It's
distribution.
like arresting somebody for a crime it's the thought crime. Hey, you thought you were going to place that trade? Well, we stopped you out before you placed it, see, because now you can sign up for see what's in the trader's head indicator.
Buy orders and sell orders placed by Oanda traders.
Just look for the pain in the market. Just when you see the market moving really fast, ask yourself, who's getting hurt here?
On an MT4 chart.
So it is contrarian. Oddly enough, this is a contrarian system in a way. But we really have to get the spacing, the sizing to accommodate the volatility of what our instrument we're playing. If you're playing a big, giant fucking gong, yes, reserve. Don't just play it all day because it's going to lose the impact of being a gong. So there's only a few gong moves out there that are mind-blowing, like the British pound retracing after melting down and getting to a 3-month low and reversing. It's the oldest trade in the book. Nobody's taking it because, it's just, And I guess this indicator is supposed to help you take that trade. Great. You still need to place your orders in so you can maximize the money that's in the account. You wouldn't trade on margin if you didn't think that was a good idea. And it's no more risky to trade with margin. You just have the money you have. It's because you can't do math that the margin's a problem. If you have 1-to-1 leverage and you've got 10 grand in there and you're trading a 2K, you can't really get hurt, but you're not going to make a lot of money trading a 2K over the period of, you might in a year. Are you trading a 10K per year? Are you trading a 10K per hour? It's a completely different lifestyle of how you're going to make money. You can make so much fucking money in 2 hours and be done. And not even really be there. And maybe you're not going to get filled because you are too timid. You'd put your orders too far away in some psycho vacuum that's like 3 years down. It's 500 pips deep. Another thing that's disturbing about this indicator here is that he's showing all these points in the chart that don't mean shit right now unless you're some long-term swing trader. And by then, all those tickets are going to change and update every hour or 5 minutes for the pro version. What the fuck is that helping you trade? Maybe it is. I don't know. If you had a robot launching shit to counter-trend trade this indicator, okay, then it would prove it works. All you got to do is have somebody that speaks Rush and have somebody write the code that fucking counter-trend trades this fucking indicator that's supposed to be like amazing. It's just not going to work. Orders change, and the volatility is something that accelerates so quickly, nobody can really... There are people panic selling and buying into these things, but a lot of it is just voids that are filling, and once they're filled, forget about it. Once you've satisfied that situation, it's game over. There's no territory left to fucking conquer. The world's getting very small, the internet and everything, so it's... everything's there. There are like if you go down in the water, I suppose, the journey to the center of the earth, probably a lot of uncharted shit there. But someday somebody's gonna have the technology to live where it's fucking cold or it's fucking hot, because they'll have enough buffers, enough backup, enough shells to live inside of that you can do that, and that's where it probably eventually end up going. Because everybody will be hand scanning into their house, unless they cut off your hand. And then maybe the sensor's looking for a certain amount of heat. I guess you'd have to nuke up the hand and throw it on the thing and then go into the other guy's house. steal all the stuff or whatever. People are, people that don't want to go through the steps of constructing something legitimately, they're just going to steal it, right? But yeah, I mean, okay, if this is helping you trade and you feel good about using this thing and you can see in your neighbor's window, okay, by all means, use this indicator, okay? If this is what you need, but please tell me the trade. So I asked the guy, tell me the trade I should be in and the trade I should be getting into based on this. Please tell me the fucking setup. Please tell me give me an optimal trade entry or at least 5 entries and tell me, are we waiting to get filled or are we going to get in right fucking now and go, oh, dude, come on. Are you fucking nuts? Look at this fucking setup we're in right now. Like when you come into Sunday night, you can still see there's new lows that haven't been hit on the weekly. Well, you're going to buy down there. I'm going to buy down there because typically somebody's buying down there because it's unfair value. It's extreme price. Then it comes back to the middle of the road. That's why it looks like noise. Like if a weekly chart just looks like wick, they're all the same size. Yeah, but inside there is a 4-hour or obvious 4-hour setup, obvious daily. But, market's coming down 5 days in a row. And you're building a long position into this. And maybe you're scalping dead cat bounces in there. But that's my entry is the very extreme. Then you scalp to the floor. Okay, now that was the obvious high probability exit. Are we going to go down lower? Okay, let's buy more. And if we made enough money on the scalp, we can kind of space it out and load really deep and not have to worry about that trade. We don't know how deep or how quickly the market's going to go down, but we can give it our own parameters of saying, okay, only for this week am I going to buy down there. So yes, you could place all your fucking orders right now on Sunday night, and you could go into the week and never look at the book and open it up on Friday. And if you've made money, then you understand where the sweet spot is to get in. So even ICT shows it, but unfortunately shows on a 15-minute chart, which kind of implies that you're trying to trade a triple bottom on the 15 because the stop punt on the 15 is going to be maybe a double or triple bottom, a little slot. And you really want to get in there and then get the fuck out for the scalp. Because if you're on the 15-minute chart, why don't you scalp it? There's 3 trades every 5 hours, why would you trade that? Or the half-hour chart. So every time you go to a larger time frame, the frequency of trading goes down. So he implies that he's day trading it in some kind of... but then he also is saying, well, you see this extreme here, but you can barely see the wick. Like he's all zoomed out. I'm like, dude, well, the wick is... the tip of the wick is the deal. That's the issue. That's the true risk because that is when people are saying, is this a breakout or a fake out? That is created a hot spot now. The market may be down 300 pips, but that last turnaround is laid in the sand hot spot. It's just forever until it gets tripped. What kind of stuff happens when that gets tripped? Is that the top? Could be. Could come all the way back. Then it could be a breakout, pullback a little bit, and then keep crushing. Now, other markets are probably coming unwrapped, so that's the wealth effect that somebody here has so offset on their trade. Who's ever owns that? Like people that are trading without stops because they think they're hedging another instrument that's it's uncorrelated, but then it becomes correlated, and then they just blow up their whole system. Because you can't count on the correlation. Like you can't, in Mother Nature, you can't go out and decide you're going to introduce another species and not expect there's going to be some side effect, or as they say, effect. But this whole thing's happening in the idea that you're going to, okay, I can see what the retail, I guess if you feel assured that it does matter, because your trade would just be your trade. Still, and I'm putting weight on these other people's tickets. Okay, this is the sentiment indicator, but according to what? I mean, compared to what? What is the sentiment? Are you trading against or with the sentiment? Or are you just looking at it and going, oh, it's another confirmation tool? And if that's the case, I'd say That's insane because you just have to have one idea. You don't need to stack 5 ideas and say this is a really good idea. No, dude, that's 5 separate fucking trade plans. You can't combine this shit. You have to have the crudest trade plan you could fucking think of. Every day you get up, you buy any currency with a 100 pip stop and wait till you get stopped out. Well, at one point you take profits. 10 pips in? 20? 100 pips stop to make 10 pips. Pretty sure you can make money doing that if you only pull the trigger once a day. I mean, you can make, well, I can't say you can't end up losing in the end, but yeah, you're going to take your 10 pips maybe before your 100 pip stop gets hit. But not if you keep pressing the button every 30 seconds. So just because you can press a button that risks X, well, if you've got a bunch of pending orders out there with exposure up the ass, because if those get tripped, then you're like, fucking A. I mean, that is a whole risk plan of hopefully everything is laid in, there's no duplication, and that's it, and that's the trade. So you can see those were tripped in the British pound. Now, a lot of people would say, why didn't you sell into that? And you could have with the breakout system. So you have a breakout system on top of a limit system. And, the market system also, but you'd have to be awake 24 hours for that to be legitimately back tested and say, oh, look at this thing works. Yeah, if you have a robot pull the trigger. But if you're out, outside and you can't get to the computer, it's too sunny out to see your tablet, and you're just not going to be caring about that trade. You know what the trade is. I mean, we can all see the market's ranging, and then it goes somewhere, and it goes there very quickly, and then it pauses. Right now, you have to be selling the British pound on some level for like scalps are coming down. It's going to get all weird because it just went screaming up. And so, I don't know. It's just you have to adapt to conditions. And if you don't have a trade for those conditions, then you wouldn't trade because it doesn't fit the current temperament of the market, because the market isn't always doing the, it's just like the velocity can be so insane, and then other markets can take off, and people will be running from one market to the next because those setups come, and but you have to be able to actually focus, I think, on maybe you can only trade the dailies on 10 para because it's just so much information there as far as how deep a trade plan and really what's your expectation. You can get filled in 3 days where it is the best entry, although you're waiting 3 days, so you're either selling in a breakout into that. There's nothing else you can do about what's going on right now. So yeah, when markets are going sideways, you got to think about where's it going to go. And when it's going up, you're late. You fucked up. If it's going up hard and you're not on it, that to me is a loss. I'm looking at that going, that's fucked up. I should have had a breakout bot bracketing that, and I don't even care if he got trapped on a baby trap because he's going to make so much fucking money on that one account, on that one currency pair. So, but you'd have to say, I'm either going to hand place these orders or I'm going to press a button. Or maybe you do both, but hand place is always the best because you're going to kind of contour to how fucked up the market is. Just like if you're building a house and it's got damage on one side, you're going to have to build around it. You can't just go linear and say, oh, no, that doesn't exist. No, there are some really wounded currencies out there that have been smashed to bits, up or down. And a lot of people after that, that don't trade with stops, they're done trading. They just, that's just, it's rigged or something. I'm sure that people must have been freaking out. Somebody, somewhere. And other people were like, we've just made so much money on that fucking thing. It was crazy. And because they figured out that that can happen, the markets can go berserk and they can go dead calm like scary alligator. It's not fucking moving, but alligators can do some damage. So I look at it like that. It's very, and that's, when the volatility kicks up and you don't have the right trade plan, it's just untradeable, in my opinion. It has nothing to do with, is this a good signal? Because even if there was a good signal, I have nothing answer with that thing. So the daily, the weekly is going to be low frequency trading, wide stops. Yeah, I mean that's if you can handle being 50 to 200 pips underwater, it's going to be the way to go on the But this indicator is so cute that it's like. You can see other traders. I just think this is a privacy issue here, people.
For specific currency pairs.
For Pacific.
It also allows you to view the distribution of buy and sell positions placed by
plus the distribution, don't forget.
And the live accounts for specific currency pairs. All of these.
What about my demo account? I think they should take into account the demo accounts because look, those are the true good traders there.
May provide insight into market sentiment. The premium edition indicator allows you to view the same data as a standard indicator, but is refreshed.
The premium edition. Every 5 minutes your brain's going, what the fuck? Oh my God, they changed the tickets. Now what? So I watched this competition between the stock trader and a kind of a moving average guy. With 2 time frames, though. So he had the trick of using the 15 with the 1 hour or something, so it's 4x. And he's killing this other guy who's using level 2, and he's looking at the orders, and he's saying, oh, yeah, I'm not going to get in now because there's guys down here. They have these tickets. So it's actually keeping him from trading, where the other guy was like, oh, we're inside the fucking 1 hour, we're about to break out, I'm getting in here. And, he was just killing this guy on level 2. Level 3, whatever. Because of his, just kind of like, yeah, just get her done. Fucking indicators. Now, I would say if you are going to do indicators, you got to go dual time frame. You got to know in context where you're at in the bigger picture. So, yeah, you got a weekly fucking moving average going up. But if you think that indicator works, it should be on the 1 hour saying, okay, well, we're coming down here. It's oversold. I got triple divergence on the 1 hour. I've got a top bottom on the daily. Yeah, we're getting it. Right. But it doesn't mean it can't go down a little bit lower, or it only gets you a double bottom and not a triple. So you think there's going to be a triple bottom, so you're like, oh, yeah, I know this so well. I'm just going to, yeah, really? And then, of course, you got this data telling you, well, we've got a new bunch of goobers came in here, and they're fucking, I got the indicators showing me the new neighbors that moved in. Oh, they bang upside down in the kitchen. Look at these guys.
Every 5 minutes instead of 20 minutes on the standard edition. The indicator currently supports 14 currency pairs as of June 2018. You can check this link for the latest supported currency pairs. Once this has been successfully installed,
holy shit,
you can place the indicator on any MT4 chart simply by clicking on Expert Advisors on the Navigator window, selecting the indicator, and clicking on the Attach to a Chart on the drop-down menu.
Oh boy.
Owanda's MT4 open order indicator provides access to 3 important pieces of information.
He's sitting down, people. It's 3 important pieces of information.
Market sentiment, order location through open order settings, and existing open positions, both long and short, through the open position settings. In the top left-hand corner of the chart, Owanda's MT4 open order indicator clearly states the percentage of traders who are long versus short. Now, using the example, we can see that retail sentiment is currently long on the euro, with 56.5% of traders long and 43.5% of traders short. This information is important because it illustrates current retail sentiment, removing any guesswork from your strategy. When long and short positions are leaning more than 60% in one direction, then a strong contrarian edge becomes clear. This is particularly true when the indicator shows extremes of 70% or more. In this example, retail sentiment is leaning heavily in favor of longs, which suggests the possibility of further price declines.
So this, I'm supposed to believe that because there's a lot of people long, that we could go down. So what if that was true here, where there's a lot of people had bought here, and then by happen chance, a lot of people are long, and then it goes down. Okay, what was the sentiment indicator here, I guess? I'm curious. At the very extremes. And right now, we could go lower, right? Would I buy more down there? Was this a good place to buy? This is the 1 hour chart. I think this is a great place to scalp. We took out a 4 hour low down here. You can barely see anything because this guy's so zoomed out. It's the weirdest kind of, he's just so sure that, this is more confirmation shit. It's going to help me protect my money. Good luck, buddy.
Price declines.
Look at that arrow going down. Now, not only is the arrow pointing down, but it's moving down. I like that. Like, dude, I was so dumb. I couldn't even tell what you were trying to tell me there. But since you made the down arrow move down, yes, thank you.
By selecting net open orders.
Sounds like he got hammered on that trade. Listen to him. He's like, his wife punched him for not making money. He's got a bloody nose. Well, for selected orders
on the indicator, your charts will
meanwhile, the bulls are killing it here. If they just bought that last trap, they're killing it. Yes, the retail traders are making this thing go up. And then we'll give it to the pros up here. As soon as we come up to here, we'll hand it off to the professionals. The guys that have all the sell limits based right in here. Right in this spot. I can't draw it there, but you see what I'm talking about, that peak here. So obviously that's going to be the big feeding zone.
Display all open orders over the selected time frame.
This is interesting here, this blue. So that picks out the same area I think a lot of us could have seen without that indicator. Plus we see this new low. Here is the trap auction, right? Scalpers get out. Sellers are supposed to come in and we're supposed to go down. Does not happen. We have to raid all the bears. Take out these two stops. Nice area here. Anything on the way to there. So even this would have been a winning trade had you said, well, I'm going to take this lonely wick and I'm going to stack limits up all the way to fucking here. And you didn't fill this area, but holy shit. You filled all this shit. And you had a triangle here, and it's just like, wow. And then here's the bottom becomes a top. Bottom does not become a top here. This is where the breakout bots clean up because on the daily, even you can see how this is such a low risk day to just put a sell stop here and a buy stop here. Now, in a 1 hour chart, it looks like it makes total sense. And I'm not even going to think about, are these dojis in here? I'm just seeing all this fucking, he's on a bar chart. He's so zoomed out, he's on a bar chart. Which I prefer because at least we can see the fucking wicks now. The candlestick shit, if you've got these skinny MT4 candle wicks, it's torture. Here it's better to have the give yourself a 10 pip window here to place in the top, become a bottom orders. Double bottom becomes a top right near the end of the day. And here is the ultimate when we revisit this window just for a little bit. Just look at this run up, just trying to engulf, and it does engulf to here, but then we are totally satisfied and it's tumble down hard, 3 hours, bam, bam. As soon as you take this out, people like me are saying, this is dumb shit entry. Let's just get in here. Let's just get in here. Yeah, I get it. If I didn't scalp to the floor here, I got stopped out. But you know what? I got a lot of dry powder. I'm going to buy from here all the way down. And I wouldn't even have to need an indicator for this. This is my indicator that later on, this could be prime real estate. This is the ghetto, okay? This is unfair. This is normal is kind of sideways. Like this is a normal day of trading. People are buying and selling and everybody's getting along just fine. Then it just takes one fucking asshole somewhere in the world to trip it through this window here, and it's a complete fucking obliteration of all this work. But who didn't think we weren't trapped up here? It's very easy to see on the bar chart. I prefer the bar chart, to be honest with you, over the last thing I'd want to see is a candlestick chart because it's just overwhelming. Plus, you really can't have an objective view. This doesn't even tell the story of the line chart. This is literally just range and peaks and just psycho peaks, I would show somebody a bar chart before. I would never show them a candlestick chart if they've never had their brain warped by a candlestick chart. But look at this thing fill to here. Holy shit. And then when they trap underneath the floor here, we engulf, come into this 2-day, well, I'm going to say 1 day, actually this 1 day top. Right here, the same trade pip-wise is one of these, right? So if you can afford to bracket this, even though you could say, well, I put my order down there and they trap me. Okay, well, you got to be getting in when it's down here on a trap limit, right? You'd have to see those two little wicks here, and you got buy limits there, and you're looking for it to cut back and backfill into this, right? Looking for it to cut back in, and you're going to have your tickets like this. If you do buy this cutback, though, you have to have sells up here to get the hell out, right? And the way it comes into the top of that wedge, so brutal, but isn't it how cute how it revisits and goes beyond later on? That's the most amazing thing. It's almost guaranteed that if there is this void left behind, that it just can't wait to backfill that. Just like if it leaves this, and this is the contrarian trade, I'm sure this guy's going to have every retail guy is short here maybe. And this is when the indicator will seem like, oh yeah, well, you don't know how to use it, Okay, but I didn't need that to put the trade on, because it's obvious that when it comes into here, there are going to be people buying those new lows. An attempt to engulf the last day fails. It only makes it back to maybe the 30%, the half, the whatever, 38%, whatever. Then who didn't see that this was going to be ripe for the pickings? And it was a good scalp. If you could ride that out, you never made it back to the floor. But there was some scalps counter trend going against the mob. But if you laying track like this, you're gobbling up all this shit, okay? And you just commit to the risk. Same thing here. You would just say, I'm just going to take this risk. I'm going to start putting limits in here. And maybe you wish you would have held the whole thing till here, but I'm sure when you go up to here, you probably were, this would be the best place to get out. When they tripped this top, I think a lot of people, this was the window of bail. And then this became more range traders paradise as it went on. But yeah, I don't know if the indicator is giving me real-time accurate. And am I really going to load up harder against the retail people? Or am I just going to accept what I think I see and trust my own view of new highs and new lows and how much data is on the screen? Yeah, the bar chart is a lot less confusing. There is no story about, is it a bullish bar, is it a bearish bar? I think really too much data is it makes the trade plan difficult to create because you can't really, you have too many criteria coming in, so you're trying to custom fit the trade to the criteria, which you can't. You just have to have a robust, crude system.
Automatically highlighting the two largest clusters of buy and sell orders. Sell orders above market can act as natural resistance, while buy orders below market can act as a natural support. In order to better understand participation levels, simply edit your settings by pressing F7, selecting the Input tab.
Oh, look at this trade's doing pretty good. So we're about to get out on the top of this wick here.
We're going to select Non-Cumulative, which will allow you to view how busy certain levels can be. The Open Positions function in Owanda's MT4 Open Order Indicator can provide insights into stress levels. To reach this, go back to your settings by pressing F7 and then select Open Positions.
Got a stress level there, son. We're going to raid your stress levels. Wait till we take out those retail traders. I guess this is the revenge of the professional traders. You get to be a professional trader? I was using a telescope to look at my neighbor's window. He's got the telescope settings right there. This tells us the price levels where traders have established their positions. The orange bars represent price levels at which traders are net short, and the blue bars are levels at which traders are net long. What's interesting about this setting is that it shows us which side of the market is currently suffering the most. Wow, that's interesting. Well, I mean, I guess so, but don't we expect this to be just like insanely low right now? So, am I supposed to feel bad for these other traders? Generally speaking, the greater the number of traders who are in a losing position with the market pushing further away from their entry, the easier it is to force them to liquidate their positions to your advantage. I turned the screws down on my neighbor. Hey, look what I saw. I got pictures of you last night. And once again, we can dig deeper into the data to see how thick participation is. You got a thick wife, buddy. Back to your settings by pressing F7. Oh, all of a sudden, wow. And edit. What a voiceovers. They must have said, dude, what did you say? Retract that. They had them do these voiceovers from, okay, you're going to do a take it home on your fucking iPhone for this overdub. Select non-cumulative. Non-cumulative. Easy for you to say. Oh, I like that. Oh, that looks like more like what I'm talking about. Gee, there's a lot of density of orders down here. It seems like, yeah, well, you know what? There's not, these people got stopped. You know, it's just kind of like a market profile in a way. I guess it's volume, distribution, positions. It's like market profile, volume or something. Here we go. Oh, wait. By presenting an aggregate overview of current buy and sell orders placed by... It's an aggregate, so that's a problem. Owanda traders directly on MT4. The indicator enables let's go hunt some retail Owanda traders. Come on, come here, you. Check this out. Look what's going on over here at Owanda. Traders to capture market sentiment. Clearly see large order clusters and large order clusters. That's what I want to see. Identify stress levels. Stress levels? I'm getting all stressed out down on that price there. Providing it's a hot spot. How about a hotspot level? Does it show me where the really bad stuff's going on? I'll show you the ghetto entry. I'll show you the hijacked car entry. Same advantages, typically reserved for institutional traders. Did he say what I just thought he said? Institutional. When guys in the institution talking to themselves, or the guy in the street talking to himself? Which institution? Interbank dealers. Oh, them dirty interbank dealers. Yeah, they were scamming me with that swap shit. Like to learn more about Owanda's MT4 Open Order Indicator and how it could benefit your trading strategy, please visit
owandamt4.com.
I don't mind if I do. Well, that is interesting. Only one question here. What is the difference between net and non-communicative data? Huh. That's the first thing that struck me. And how much importance should I put on the net? Once you tell me the difference, is one better than the other? Well, now that's a whole nother rabbit hole. No, trading is tough. You got to have a defined risk every day, every week. And you should have a clever enough scheme to put a few trades on. Even if you have to use a moving average crossover system and make it, today it's okay to hit the buy button. It's not going to matter. You know, if you don't hit the buy button more than 8 times a day, how bad could it be? I guess you have to accept that probably there's a million angles. You don't have to be in the band to make music. You could be the guy that recorded it, you know, or you mixed it, or you mastered it, or you set up the microphones for it. It doesn't matter what, I guess, how you're making money. Some people are sitting in swaps and stuff. Some people are sitting and they've been in the trade for a year. You know, there are people that are holding some monster 1,000 pip winning trade and just going, oh, yeah, whatever. But there's people that are on their phone looking at the market every 4 hours or every 5 minutes and saying, wow, is there a trade here? Yeah, there probably is on some level. Very, you got to kind of give the market a few options. You can't be so unflexible. And of course, how many screens can you look at one time? You can only see one thing at a time. And if you're looking at the tick chart and you can trade that, then it's a different skill, I guess, than the patience it takes to sit in a trade for 3 weeks. And if you're in that trade like that and you are making a lot of money, you'd see equity swings that most people would think, well, why did you just get the fuck out? Dude, it's like, this is $10,000 up and down. I know you're up 40,000, but it's 10,000. You were at 50,000, now you're at 40,000. You're at 50,000, 40,000, but why don't you just get out at 50,000? Take your 30,000 and run. That's the hard part, because it's not what you're risking, it's what you're also in profits in. Because now, what do you do with that? If you get out, you technically wouldn't need to trade for another 6 months on any level. You could just walk away from trading. But if you just made that much money, you think, well, I can make that kind of money all the time. Maybe you're just in some amazing swing trade, and now you kind of come back in with your formulaic moving averages, and now you're going to get whipsawed to death because the market conditions have changed. Unless you know how to zoom out and take the same trading moving average scheme, and now it only works on the monthly because the market's so fucking dead. I mean, really and honestly, if you did have a 8-period moving average, you're going to have to run it so it looks like it's in its cherry pick stage by you moving the time frames to make it look like it makes sense at the moment. If you're going to put it on the 1-minute chart, you're going to lose your mind on a pair that has not enough participants to make the momentum move to make the indicator look like it should look. If the market has true volume, a lot of people are moving it, and it's really happening. It's not just a static environment. The outliers, the currency pairs that are just really position trades. And those would be the big bank trade, because they would just hold on to some fucking thing. They don't have a stop. I don't think. I mean, the leverage is too low. Why would you even bother? 10-to-1 leverage, giant positions. Yeah, that's churning in the background, but there are still the voids that everybody's aware of. The 5-minute guy can see it coming up on the 3-year low, and he looks at it and says, wow, when this thing hits this one price, we're going to see the tick chart just go smashed. It's just going to smash. They go, that's the first fill there, and then after that, what's going to be? Rip up, and then maybe rip down and just plunge and plunge and plunge and plunge, because once it tips into that window, there's an aha moment. It's either going to be on the 30-second chart or the 5-minute, or it's going to trap. So people would say, well, you can't trade that zone because you don't know if that's going to break out or fake out. Well, that's the whole point. And nobody would know at any point along the chart what the next, if it's going to tick up or down, even if it's going to tick up 50 times up. And this is when people come up with these Renko, these tick bar charts, which is ridiculous, where, oh, well, volume matters, so it ticked up 80 pips and ticked down 80 pips. It's going to paint a bar. You just destroyed the time. The whole point of even charting is to look at it'd be like a lie detector test. How could you read it, right? I mean, it's like, depends how spastic the guy is. Okay, well, we don't know where the question lines up with the fucking data off the lie detector. There's no reason to do a chart with Renko. You just it's like if somebody's writing a note on a piece of paper that kept changing dimension. It's all jumbled. It's not telling a story in any kind of. It's not data coming in like a Geiger counter. After the shock wave, like the news comes out, market goes up and down, and then it just calms back down. And a lot of people, God knows what, people are attracted to certain markets, and then the crowd actually leaves that. So that's a kind of a trend. People come attracted to a certain currency pair, and then after the battle's over, they're like, whatever, yeah, that's over. And it just starts to trade sideways, and people are probably not going to bother. Well, different people come in to trade it, like the ghetto. Once they build it up, and then things change, and there's a cycle. But that's the kind of the nature. If you think that the golden ratio exists, so well, it's kind of the golden cycle of destruction, reformation. Hopefully, getting better. But yeah, all these currencies are quite the mystery as far as they are countries, and people want to do a fundamental analysis and say, well, this country is really good at making them dildos, so. I'm really betting on the Australian dollar, because, well, I don't want to tell you, I got some inside information of why I think the currency pair is going to do well. And that's always another thing. But yeah, it's definitely exciting to go against the crowd, I guess. I find it exciting to bet against the crowd. It's like, or try to see the next thing coming. What's the new deal? But yeah, for the Cortez New Deal, right? That's the ultimate. Here's look at this guy. Jake Takes Profits. I love Jake Takes Profits. This guy actually gets the fuck out. Now here's a guy who's I'm gonna say I'd actually rather trade with Jake Take Profits than I would with the indicator from the brokerage firm. This guy just gets out. Look at this guy. Scalping strategy.
All right, guys, before we start this video, I just want to thank...
Dude, anybody that's wearing a hat like that, you just have to say, okay, this guy must really know what he's doing. Look, he's got nice wedges here. Trading that breakout.
Everybody for all the support on my last video, the compounding plan. It got well over 700 likes, and as promised, I'm gonna drop this video for the strategy that go with it. Okay. Also,
my first hip hop trader, I must say, this guy makes Jason Greystone just look like an amateur.
The channel is at over 30,000 subscribers, guys. and we averaging about 1,000 likes a video. So I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I love my YouTube family. As you can see in the background, I'm dropping a video right now. All right. So guys, we stay grinding and we
stay grinding, brother.
Stay making these pips because
pay my bills.
Pips pay our bills. Let's get it.
Team take profits on the move. The movement is real. 50 pips a day. Watch the money drip. Pips pay my bills. Pips pay my bills. Pips pay my bills. Pips pay my bills.
So that's $500, right? A standard lot, roughly. Come on, Jake.
What's up, y'all?
What's up, brother?
It's your boy Jay Wayne, you know, representing Team Take Profits, and we dropped it.
Is it necessary to get this persona going? Do these people really talk like this when they're not on these videos? Please tell me.
This video.
Like people like, brother, I'm a mailman brought the mail today, son of a bitch.
Basically,
I told the mailman about Pips too, bro.
Um,
Pips pay my fucking stamps for the fucking U.S. Post Office.
The strategy for the compounded plan from 1K to 50K, 50K to, you know, 100K. So
starting balance 1K. That's not bad. So yeah, 15 pips. That's not bad. He's taking profits. You know what? I give this guy all my support. He's nailed it. Take profits, people. Don't let your profits run.
So forth, so forth. The strategy never changes.
That's what I'm talking about. Keeping it real.
It does
my brother, keeping it real.
Not change. And
is he wearing a wig?
Give you the details. You know I'm gonna lace you up. You know I'm gonna lace you up properly. All right.
Whoa,
I'm
like stitches.
not gonna leave you out here, you know, naked. You know, out
naked
here without the right education. Out here.
This guy is just. He's killing me. I think he's seriously this is this guy. He's not trying to be some. He
blowing
is
your money. If you blowing your account, you blowing your account because you lack the discipline, because you lack the knowledge. All right. I'm giving you the game. All right. I'm giving you the game. Now, the difference between my YouTube channel and my team is you actually get mentorship. You actually get mentored. You know, how many times are you in a trade and you wish you had somebody to coach you through it?
I can't tell you how many times. This morning at the coffee shop, I saw some people there I thought could help coach you through the trade.
You're in a trade and it's going up and you're like, well, how long can I hold it for?
That's what I'm saying.
Or you're in a trade and it's going against you and you're thinking like, is it going to go back up? You feel me? Is it going to go back up? Or should I
feel you, brother. That is the problem. See, now, this is the whole point of a trading coach. It's like, you're going to be fine, man. I mean, you can meet another fucking crazy bitch, crazier than her, that's probably even hotter.
Get out the trade? How many times do you run?
I look at each trade as a crazy bitch. Like, if it's going against you, it's just like another bad relationship. If it's going your way, you're like, I don't really want to be married, though.
Into that scenario. Okay? Well, if that's your situation, that's why you need mentorship, and that's what I offer.
Man, like a shrink.
Plus, I give you trade setups. How many times are you getting into bad trades that's constantly losing?
Oh, God. Well, I was at the bar last night. Now look at me. I don't know where I got this fucking scratch on my face.
You know, well, you know, I give you those trade setups. Profitable. We winning, all right? So
we be winning. My brother be pulling on some pips for his bills. Pips pay for my indiscretions.
That's the difference. The YouTube channel is giving you great content, great value, breaking stuff down that most of these Forex educators are not really doing. You know what I'm saying? So
no, you're bringing it real, brother. I like the fact that this guy is transparent. And, dude, if you're wearing a hat like that and you don't know how to trade, there's no way he could not know how to trade with that hat.
I'm here for you guys. All right, so let's dive in and let's catch these pips. Nice. So first thing
let's snag some pips here. A nice clean chart. You know, this guy fucking naked trader.
Strategy is
looks like 15.
This is more for like scalpers and day traders. This compounding plan, the strategy can be formed
15 minutes
for day swing traders, you know, you just kind of manipulate it a little bit. But this is more tailored to my scalpers and day traders, since that is probably 85-90% of people on my channel. The indicators that we're using is the EMA, exponential moving average, and my setting for that is I got a blue and the input is 8. Okay, that's that.
8.
And the next one you want to use is the SMAs. Now, a lot of you have the free account. So
that's a simple moving average, people. So you've got an 8. Now, there is a way to trade this, honestly, but you just have to really be on this 15-minute chart and babysit this thing. Come on, man.
You can't add all of the indicators, but you can
really
add these to MetaTrader.
You'd be pulling the trigger every 45 minutes on this chart, every hour and a half.
Okay, MetaTrader 4 if you want to. But if you're on TradingView, I got the SMAs that's all in one. I like that.
It's all in one. He's got a 300, a 400. It's got every moving average you can think of.
It's all in one. So you can have all the SMAs you want in all in one.
Okay. Forgot what I said. This guy's out of his fucking mind. Even though he's making 15.
Indicator. All right, so I got the 20.
This is called getting lost in moving average hell.
And the 50. Close.
I back tested it. It just looks so good on paper. I don't. Jake put it on and fucking now look at the count.
And I don't care about the rest of these.
These dems and does.
Because I only have the 2 checked.
What?
I don't have 3, 4, none of those checked. Purple and orange. Now the orange is my 50.
Okay.
That's gonna be letting you know if the market is on
be
top.
Letting you know. This is so adorable.
Of the orange line.
Be letting you know.
The candles are on top of the orange line. We're in a buyer's territory, a buyer's market. And if the candles are underneath the orange line, then we're in seller's market. Okay. And the 20 SMA is pink. All right. And then if you can add more indicators, we got a couple more to go.
Uh-oh. Forgot what I said. I thought we were going to go naked on this one. Nope.
SAR, the parabolic SAR. That's those dots that just popped up on the screen.
Dots.
Let's make that a little bit bigger for you.
Oh, at least he's got the scale fixed.
And we want to keep this video very short, okay?
So he gets, I give him
parabolic SAR settings. You guys already should know if you've been following me, but I got it to white, and my input is this right here. Screenshot that, write that down.
I'm in.
Do what you do.
Do what you do, brother.
Right. Boom. So that's that. That's pretty much all you need. Up top, now below,
up top.
The indicators we're using is the currency strength indicator.
What you got on for
people keep asking me how to add it.
Okay.
Go to indicators, and this is only for TradingView.
Okay.
So if you want to have some indicators on the phone, MetaTrader 4 or the computer, and then if you want to have certain other indicators on TradingView, I do it all the time. I got different indicators on MT4 than what I have on TradingView. You feel me? So it's fine. All right, so
it's fine. You'll be fine.
You can mix and match how you want to. See how I got the? You want to type in currency strength indicator, CSA 5-step scalp.
Holy shit!
And the person you want to click on is ND Money.
5-step scalp.
Okay.
Holy shit!
You don't need the system. The system is for
oh my god.
1 hour and above. Trade plan. The currency strength indicator CSA 5-step scalp is for 30 minutes and below. We want the currency strength indicator for the 15-minute chart because that's where we're going to be entering.
Oh.
Okay?
Why?
So pick that. And when you click on that,
how brutal.
It pops up here. This is it right here.
Oh my lord.
Now the settings, leave it at 6832. Leave it at default.
Another crossover.
Don't mess with none of the settings. The only thing you mess with is if you're on GBP all, then you just click GBP all. The next indicator you need is
oh no way.
This the Martin Stochastic, or just I use the Martin Stochastic, or you can use regular Stochastic. You
what
can
get
the Martin Stochastic. I have a code in the description below to save you some money.
Psycho.
I I would recommend that because it's going to tell you a lot more information. It's going to alert you for the crossover. Every time the crossovers happens, you don't even need to be at the computer. You can have everything set up,
Poor thing.
everything ready to go, know what you're looking for in the trade, and you're just waiting for the stochastic to cross over and alert you.
I've been alerted.
And it alerts you email. It alert your mobile app.
Pull
It'll
over
alert
the
this
side
computer
of the road,
here.
put the trade on.
You don't even have to even be sitting here watching it all day.
Oh, thank
I love
God.
it for that.
Oof.
And also the crossovers, it'll tell you if it's green, then that's if it lit up green like you see on the screen, then that's looking for buys.
Okay.
And if it's in red, you're looking for sales. Okay. Powerful. That's game changer. Those two right there all by itself. So these are the settings.
Consider your game changer.
You can change these if you want, I guess. I don't really suggest it. Leave it at default. But
you got some balls
colors,
if you mess with my system.
Now here's the strategy, okay?
Okay.
If you can add one more thing, I like how the Martin trendline candles. This is just extra, but this has been a game changer for me as well. The Martin trendline candles color change alerts. I got it at 8, and this is the style to it. But this is extra for you, right? When you turn it on, you see how I color code the candles. So as you can see,
yummy.
You in a buy here, a little trend line broke right here, right? And if you needed help with identifying these trend line breaks, and you're unsure, you turn this on, it broke it. You can see it went, boom. Okay.
Amazing.
And so I just really love it. And the higher the time frame you do it on, 30-minute is even more stronger. Okay. So it's just you wondering how long to stay in the trade. Stay in the trade as long as this boy green. You feel me?
Okay.
As long as this boy's green, plus you can combine it with the stochastic. You see how the stochastic is going
like
up?
Making a
and it's
sound.
staying up at the top.
Okay, listen.
Like you combine that together, you can catch a lot of pips with these two indicators alone.
He's like a chef.
So that's an extra one.
You could put some more barbecue
that,
sauce on your side here.
Just look in the description below. I got information on all of this stuff. All right. This is the strategy for the compounding plan.
Okay.
It's the entry that's really counts.
Okay.
Because if you're going to take out a $5 lot size on a $1,000 account, now you can still do the compounding plan from my last video with a $100 account.
Okay.
It's just you're going to be trading, 10, 20 cent lot sizes. But the strategy still remains. You feel me? So
I feel you, brother.
when you get to $500, if you have a $500 account, you can still follow my compounding strategy with these confirmations.
I like his
and the lot size,
strategy.
catching 15 pips a day. It's just you're going to lower your lot size down from $5 to maybe 50 cents if you have a $5 account. So just make the adjustments.
Perfect.
But you can still follow it. You feel me? So
there
I
you go.
recommend
That's
starting
why
with
he's
1,000
winning,
with
dude.
this, and you can go
That's
at a
why he's
$5
winning.
lot size.
Not the
If you don't know how to trade, if you don't know how to identify direction and get in when the market is as the market is selling and pick your points, and you can't even identify any of the basics, then you shouldn't even be trading this compounding plan.
That's what I'm talking about.
This is for people that can identify that it's a seller's market, identify the trend, and you want to participate in what the big dogs are doing, then you can do this. Okay? So now once you so for an example,
So here's another definition of the big boys. Big dogs is that the market that's moving in a trend, that's the big boys making it move in that trend. But who are the other guys that are making it just spike viciously? Who are those people? And I guess those are the market makers, the people who support the market with liquidity.
Say we want to catch this buy right here. And I only recommend the GBP pairs because you can get this done in a matter of 1 hour.
Get her done.
You could be done trading for the day. Catching 15 pips, that's it.
That's right. He's right. I mean, even the 100 pips stop,
So, or more with GBP, they really take off. So for an example,
I'm still waiting to see the entry.
we're going to focus on catching the buy from here.
Oh, great.
Okay, y'all with me? We want to catch that buy.
Oh, that buy. Okay.
So how do we do so?
Yeah.
taking a $5 lot size and being safe.
Okay, safe.
Okay.
Safe and not sorry.
Well, you look at the overall trend of it, and we already can identify it's an uptrend.
Yes.
All right, that's number one. If you can't identify that, don't be trading. Don't even think about doing this compounded plan. So we identified that this is an uptrend, even way back when. You feel me? So boom. Now we see a bullish flag forming. A bullish flag. That's what we call that. See how I can identify that. You want to mark that little channel
so
up.
Here is really kind of where I have to say that we can see that the current flag is here, but it looks just like his flag, but it's a baby version, right? And there could be a raid here, so I'm going to put my buy limits in here. And then in here, I'm going to put just insane amount. And then here, I'm going to put an insane amount here, an insane amount here, an insane amount, right? I'm going to load the fucking wagon all the way down here on limits. At the moment, I may go to the 1 hour chart or the half hour chart, and every time it's down on the half hour, I will pull the trigger at the market faithfully. So here I could have accumulated a long position on every half hour pullback. I bought. Maybe I'm in a 3K or a 30K, or he'd be in a 15K, I guess. Here, if he bought a 5K everything, you know. And he could also have stops in here to ride into the vacuum too. You can still have your strategy. In other words, if this is the big pivot, we can build a hedge here. In other words, you could have got in here at the market with tight stops in a pure hedge. You're long a million, you're short a million. They stop you out of your short million leg, but it goes up. You make all your money back. You're out. Or did you do this where you're kind of risking more in a way? You put buy stops here. You put sell stops here. You put buy stops here. And every day it was down, you bought one at the market. No limits. Just markets and stops only. So in your market stop mode, the whole different kind of, being at the market mode is really this kind of like, okay, it's Asia, maybe we get into the market with a 100 pip stop, and this will be a long-term trade. I can kind of see where we're going, and we might get a raid. So what I'll do is I'll buy with a 100 pip stop at 1K, and I come in with another 10K with 25 pip stops, and those are going to be limits that are going to be all unique tickets, and they'll be sitting below. So if every moment's unique, every trade plan's unique.
However you want to do it.
So they are coming in to buy my window now. I'm not going to buy at the market here. I think they're going to crush it, and I want to also scalp to here. So if I do buy on the way down and it does come back up and it becomes this big extended drama, right? I could still scalp out if I got more orders down here at this insane zone here, right? If I got more orders here than I have here, then when we do get down here, I can scalp to here. I'm trading the setup before it happens. Right, I've got the orders are in there for that plan already.
But just identify that that's what this is. All right.
See, now his flag is so extended. If I was on the 15-minute chart and I was trying to make 15 pips, I don't know how many pips this is moving, but if you had buy limits here and you could scalp that, buy limits here, you could scalp that, sell limits here, you could scalp that. So you're trading inside of this thing. There's a bunch of trades here. And where was the real place to get in? This wick, right? Because of this. This undercut gobbled up all those tickets. You could have rinsed and repeated. You could have bought here. You could have held, bought more. No fill here because we never took out this. You can see it is getting very tense. But are you building here? You buy at support, and you just assume you could run a stop here. And you could get stopped out. Here's the problem. People are buying here because this is stop hunt. So we are taking that risk. But once we break out, this is the pullback confirmation. It breaks out, triggers this thing, then rips. Okay, most people are getting the fuck out here. And that's why it goes sideways. Once it clips the top of that very wick, it's very obvious what's going on. Without these indicators, I don't know if he's going to, I guess he's going to get in when we're oversold. That's the idea here.
And basically we see this little bullish wedge or this little channel right here, and it's just bouncing back and forth in there. And all we're waiting for is a breakout.
See, I'm not waiting for the breakout. You cannot wait for the breakout, people. It doesn't make sense. If you're bullish, it's going to revisit the apex of this triangle where this top becomes a bottom. This is a 15-minute chart. Yes, we want to buy here, and maybe we do scalp to here where the trap is in Asia. Then it drifts back, and they're going to go another round because this little vacuum matters. Yeah, in the 15-minute chart, these fucking spaces left behind matter. That's what's making the market gush into those areas. The market gets very tight, right? Draw a line on highs and lows, right? Make them put up a moving average of highs, moving average of lows, and you'll see the market gets really crazy. And then, of course, then you'll see the structure. This is supposed to be the launching pad. It never launches because it's dripping back, looking for more to fill here because it's so ahead of itself. It's really got ahead of itself. People are buying that fucking London Open here where they fake breakout. The London breakout system, well, it actually didn't even get to here, but it did fill this hole. This is the critical zone. This is the low. This is the inside low. There's a hole there on the lonely wick. Look at this cute little fucking 15-minute hammer. This is the impetus for the whole thing. See the mini auction here? Another just micro trap, and then it gets to be like, uh-oh. First burst, it's filled, come back to center. Bam. I mean, it's amazing. Here comes the trend traders, one last gas, now more bullshit. But I'm going to go buy limit, buy limit, buy limit, buy limit, walk away, come back, cash out as we come back to hopefully here. But then if we do come back here, I can see I need to add because it looks like we're trapped here, and you'd have to make that assessment. Is it time to add? Are we going to go? How long is this going to go on before we get our final victory? And are we taking stuff off the table, taking 5, 10, 15, 20, 5, 10, 15, 20 pips, padding the account? We've got our big swing trades in that we don't cash out of maybe. We are successful with an 8-pip stop to make 14 pips. We can do that trade. We have a button. We press it. Looking at the 15. Okay. Top of the hour. Here we go. That's top of the hour. It's up. Selling. It's I think the trend's down. So the rule that the guy's using from the no-nonsense Forex guy is ridiculous. It should be as simple as this. The trend's up, I buy in pullbacks. If it's down in 1 hour, I just hit the buy button. I'm just saying the last 3 bars were up and this bar is down. I'm buying. How far did it come down? If it went down 50 pips, I'm buying with a 50 pip stop, let's say. If it went down 20 pips, I buy with a 20 pip stop. At least that way you can see that if it went down and it retraces this thing where people are saying, well, look at the percentage of this. No, get in before those percentages happen. Right to the next thing. But yeah, you need to put on the MT4 Trader strategy tester. Play it back and just see if you can see the trades that you should be putting in before the market gets there. If this guy's going to take us through the chart here, is the 15.
See, once you can identify that, now you took high risk out the picture. You're no longer high risk trading because you can identify what's going on. You feel me?
I don't know. He still hasn't said how he's got. What's the next trade here?
So now, let's say you're waiting for a breakout and retest.
Okay.
Breakout and it retests.
Okay.
Okay, somewhere up in this zone. Let's say, for an example, you take out. let's make this an entry point. Entry point 1.
Yes, sir.
Right here. You want to
Right
buy
there.
right there. You see where it says
Yo.
entry 1 to the right? Okay. Let's
That's what
let's
I'm talking
replay.
about.
So you got the breakout
Yeah.
and it pulls back in to retest.
Uh-huh.
Look at the 50. Look at the orange line, okay?
Holy shit. Wait a second.
Market is holding right at that 50 line.
I
That
think he's onto something.
don't ignore that 50 moving
Okay, I won't.
average, which is orange. You see it?
Uh-huh.
Zoom in.
Oh
if you
my God, that's like magic. Look at that, the 50s right there.
need to.
And that's not coincidence. That's not coinciding. No.
Price is holding at that 50, okay?
Uh-oh. Oh, there's a 50 average bell going off. It's a signal to go.
All right. Now that we can identify that, we're like, okay, we're looking for buys.
Okay.
Let's say, how many times, ask yourself this, how many times when you enter the market, it pulls back on you?
Every
Now,
time.
for whatever reason, I'm not talking about you're being negative because of the swap fee and the commission fee. I'm talking about when you look to buy, let's say you bought here. And how many times has it just pulled, as soon as you enter the market, it pulls back on you? Think about that. What is the percentage of that, guys?
90%.
I'm talking, I think it's like 80, 90% of you guys. Every time you enter the market,
Yep.
it goes against you.
They hate me.
It's not the fact that the brokers are cheating you. It's not the fact that they're trying to make you lose. No. 80% of the time is because you're getting in at bad entries. But the thing of it is that we don't know. We don't know where the perfect entry is. There is no perfect entry. All you can do is
Just got that right. See, now, I'd say just get like a nice cluster of tickets there and try not to trade at the market. Just try to put them in 3 pips deep, 9 pips deep, 11 pips deep. Try to pick up these mini sell-offs.
try to minimize the risk.
Hey, simmer down, buddy.
So I found the perfect way to do it.
You and me both. We found the perfect way to do it is to just pepper your limits in there.
Okay, so we identify that this is an uptrend. Okay, let's say we don't know. Let's go back even more. All right, we don't know that this is not going to go up or this is going to pull back. We just see it really pushing up. You got on top of the orange line. You see the parabolic SAR dots, the little white dots. You see how it busts through it and flipped.
Yeah,
that's what we want for a buy.
Okay.
You see how the blue line is starting to cross above the pink right there?
See, my view of this is, if you're going to look at the candles in this view, this is a market order, market order. There's 3 market orders here. If you think this is going to be support, you think this is support, then as soon as we wick down, go unfair, come back to the floor, if we are going to engulf, this is the time to either put a buy stop here, because these are small bars, or start trading at the market, whether it's a buy or sell. Do not buy this at the market. Wait till it is down and it's small. Buy at the market. So here's market order, right? Tight stop market orders. In other words, dojis say, please run a tight stop. Please run a tight stop. Big bars say, please run a wide stop. And maybe you are going to buy at the market, buy at the market, buy at the market at 3 15-minute down hard bars. But you still got a limit order here. This is almost the optimal trade entry. But what if we don't hit that? So if I'm buying here hard at the market, but I'm getting filled on limits, limits, and I buy hard at the market here with a wide stop, I can ride it all the way as we crush through these wicks and cash out and be done with the whole fucking trade. And I can do a whole mini auction right there before any of this fucking shit here is supposedly in the bigger trend. You could just make so much money in 3 hours on the 15-minute chart if you could see these little kind of nooks and crannies ahead of time, place your orders, let them trip through the holes.
I know it's kind of hard to see, but I'm going to make this big as possible. Can you
Please.
see that?
Yeah. I'm with you so far, buddy.
The blue line is starting to come up.
I feel you, brother. Now that we're very zoomed in, this is the only use of candlesticks, in my opinion, is to zoom them the fuck in. Look at this fucking gravestone motherfucker here. Even a buy stop and a sell stop here, if there was no such thing as spread or commissions. Fucking amazing, right? Amazing. So if this was the daily chart, you'd be like, oh yeah. And I'm sure the 4 hour has some like, okay, it pulled back here to the doji, right? At some point, we did revisit the body of that doji there. Just like here, right? This ended up at the end, but it started out here. Stop hunted the previous session. Now, if this is a daily chart, this is a big fucking pip winning trade. If this is a 15-minute chart, it's still a good trade, but it's not going to be as many pips. The trade plan of buying new lows and new highs is not, it works on both time frames, but the fill rate is going to be lower on the daily. On here, there's so many stop-ons, so to speak. Like here, you just hit this by like a tenth of a pip. But you really can't buy that because this is the bid. So you'd have to buy, hopefully you put your buy limit here so that you're kind of guaranteed to fill if you do invade this space. You may never see this price. So if you're really too stingy and you have buy limits down here and you're like, oh, dude, come on. Yeah, you had to say, well, you know what, I got to settle for all pullbacks. And this is the only pullback candle. You can run tight stops on dojis, and you can ride wide stops on big bars, and you can still be right in the end, even with a 100 pip stop or a 500 pip stop. It really depends how much punishment you can take, honestly. It all comes down to pain. Pleasure and pain, I suppose.
Up above the pink. So you enter it, right?
And look at the eggs. I think I'd be getting out right now. So I know I scalped out now because we just came up into this window here. And I know a lot of people are selling here just for the scalp. And maybe they'll ride it back to here. We don't know. But that's the obvious. Plus, I just went up really hard and I just made so much money in 15 minutes actually waiting for that 15-minute burst. I could have bought and chased it at the end here and said, oh, okay, let's just get in there. And then as soon as it filled this hole, I'm like, oh boy, that could be the end of the move.
Because that's the strategy right there. You see how the GBP strength is going up and the pink is weak? That's showing you that the odd is pink. That's showing you that the odd is weak and the GBP is strong. This is a good time to buy.
See, it's too late to buy. So he missed his entry, and when he said the market goes against you, that's why you're going to add to a losing position, because hopefully you didn't get in too big at that impulse. Kind of like, I guess fear of missing out in chasing is different than fear of missing out when the market's dead in the water. I don't think there's a fear of being on the move. But when you're going to chase it like this, you got to put a wide stop on this big up move. The trick is to go against the herd, and of course you don't need that indicator because you see this went down for 45 minutes. And maybe this is the reason for it to turn around, is it came in here. And then we get the confirmation. Two confirmations here, because new sellers are not coming in. Then we don't buy this. Hopefully we're cashing out into this little baby window. And then it crushes here and it comes back and fills this thing. So it's like just this back and forth. On the 15, it's just so much to look at. If you look at this, is the lonely wick. This is another shelf. We finally get a vacuum down here. The first one that thrusts us up to fill here. A lot of people cash out. Here comes the stop hunt of the 15-minute guys on his 8-period moving average. But it's playing into the hands of this haul up here, and then we backfill because this void left behind is too pending, too looming. Here's the trap on the floor. We come back. I mean, it's just constant drama here. My God. There's so many trades in there. It's obvious how many trades there are in there. I hope, right? So, hope and pray. But I'm just saying, look to me, it looks obvious.
You see how the stochastic is curling up and it's in the green?
Wow. See, now I would buy when the stochastics bottomed out here. See, when the stochastics is really rock bottom, this is when you buy with a fucking oscillator, dude. You don't buy after the confirmation crossover. Do you really? I wouldn't trade. I would never trade. Like when the stochastics is rock bottom here, there's a little divergence. A little divergence here in the percent R one, the faster one. When it's over bought, you just sell it, man. You're not like waiting for the crossover. It's too late by then.
Now is lit up green. Okay, that's showing you that it's a good time to buy. All right, that's
wow.
That's pretty much what you're looking for every time.
Is he showing us the trap? Bad trade?
But here's the thing that's gonna keep you safe. That's gonna make this trade lower risk.
Okay.
On the first entry, let's say you enter right here, or let's say you enter when it closes, right? How many times does it go backwards on you? 80, 90%. So the first entry is gonna be the 10-cent lot size.
Perfect. So he is going to take the lower risk. On the fear missing out trade, always trade small.
I can't believe I'm giving you guys my secrets. Well, it's because I love you guys.
See, he loves us, and we feel you, brother.
I love you guys. I can't believe that I'm doing this, but
I know. I can't believe you're doing it either, man. That was just brilliant.
I'm going to lace you up. I'm going to lace you guys up because you guys show.
He's lacing us up, man, and he's right. I would say, how about this? Don't even pull the trigger on that trade. You feel like you're chasing it. Just throw in some limits and go, oh, yeah. I get it. Try to fuck with me, huh?
Show me love.
You feel me?
And I got to give it back, all right? So you take out the 10-cent lot size right there. Your account is at 1,000. Your account is at $500. You got the overall direction right. You just got to time that entry. You feel me?
I feel you.
So, boom. 10-cent lot size. Then what does the market do? It pulls back on you. Okay? If you took out a $5 lot size from the jump.
Don't forget there's a guy that actually got in there and he's holding it and he's going to make probably cash out as soon as we can come back to here possibly. But then like all my buy limits are going to be sitting here and I'm just going to have it there for 8 hours, 4 hours, just overlap, just tons of tickets in there and just be like, I don't care. I don't care. I ain't watching this shit.
I guess that's what people thought I was doing. That's stupid. If you took out a $5 lot size up here, you just went negative 30 pips. You see it? 30.3. You just went negative 30 pips. So 5 times 30, boom, you got it. You negative.
You negative, brother.
I don't recommend that.
Jake, pulling in the profits. Keeping it real.
All right? We want a low-risk trade. So you take out a 10-cent lot size. If you got a $100 account, if you got a $500 account and you took out a 10-cent lot size and you negative 30 pips, that's nothing. You eat that at McDonald's every day.
That's what I'm talking about.
You blow that on whatever. You feel me? That's nothing.
I feel you, brother.
Okay. So it's pulling back on you. Now, what I like to do is go down to like maybe a 5-minute chart. If I do go down, I'm gonna lose my spot because I got this on replay. But it's the same. You can even wait on a 15-minute chart. It doesn't matter. But you can get more precise entry on a 5-minute chart. So what you want to do is wait for the same confirmations that we did here. Rewind the video if you missed it. And you want to catch it coming back up. So now entry 2 is going.
No. So he's going to do the same chase on the 5-minute. I think he's just got to step in front of the market and put the orders in there and just capture this falling knife.
Going to be somewhere. It's never going to be
just commit to it.
Perfect though. Entry 2, as you can see.
In fact, at the end of 15 minutes, I'm buying another one at the market right there, and then put limits below. Don't be cheap. If you really think this is going up, man, just fucking go in, you know? Jesus Christ.
It's going to be catching it back up. You have to wait for the confirmation.
Fuck that.
As it's coming back up.
I'll let you wait.
The market to
wait till it's going back up and chase it again. Well, that's just brilliant. Just when we thought you had a chance. Now we're... Sometimes this guy's just nailing it, and then I'm thinking...
Prove to you that it's going back up. So you're going to see... You see how you got levels. You see how the market is...
It's got to prove it first. I want you to prove yourself. I think you've been cheating on me.
It comes
prove you ain't cheating on me.
Up. It pulls back.
Oh, no.
And then what does it do? Come back up, right?
It just tortures me.
So you're waiting to see something like that happen on a 5-minute chart. As you see that, as you see levels getting broken, boom, break a level, come back and test the level, break it again, all right? When you see that happening on a 5-minute chart for my scalpers and day traders, then you take out that entry 2. Then we start making some money, because now you negative 10 cent, 10 cent lot size negative 30, you negative whatever, $3 or whatever, right? You negative, that's fine. That's nothing. But we're going to slap a dollar lot size coming back up. We're going to slap a $5 lot size for people that's starting with $1,000 account. We're going to slap the $5 lot size here on entry 2 and make all that money back up. And you got a better entry. All right? That's pretty much how we're going to compound. You're only looking for 15 pips. All right? Boom.
See? You should just buy at the market. The end of the 15.
On a 5-minute chart, it was breaking levels to see that green candle on a 15-minute chart. So now the goal is to catch 15 pips, right? We caught it right there. We really caught it way before we even got back to entry 1 on a 10-cent lot size. You made your goal right there. And some of that 10-cent lot size came back too. That negative money. Right? So play the trade out. We don't have to necessarily get out there.
He takes
you can hold
profits.
it. Let your winners run. You feel me? Don't be
feel
greedy.
You, brother. Look at this.
Compound. Now the 10-cent lot size is still going. You can keep that. You don't have to close that.
See? There you go.
You can let that run.
You can swing that fucking baby trade.
You know what I'm saying? But as far as compounding your account, 4 days a week, week after week,
Jake nails it.
Your account is gonna be growing. That's what we want. You did your homework. You did top down analysis.
If you need some coaching,
from the daily 4 hour, 1 hour. Now you want to.
If you need some coaching, he's gonna walk you through these trades. If you're butthurt about getting trounced, here's a comment section. He's got some haters. He's got 88 thumbs down. Bro, your video is not a waste of time to watch. The way you explain it makes me understand it easier. I must say, he really, he's got a lot of crazy indicators, but, man, he's right. Got to get in small at the market. He's the only guy I've ever heard say this. And then go to the other time frame and try to get in based on that same stuff. What SMA do you use? Oh my God. 2050. So, but he's right. See, he's going to make money because he's taking profits and he's doing the right thing. Yeah, these people really, but it's funnier than hell. I mean, I'd take this guy over Empowered Trading. Jay Wayne, compound. Just take profits, goddammit. Get the fuck out of these trades, people. You don't want to be trading big on that market order. So Jake nails it. There you go.